Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of our amazing teachings, Lamrim 43, The Magic of Anti-Meditations. My name is Alena Stolarchuk and today I am your host. I am a volunteer for ACI and other worldview organizations since 2019, and since 2021, since March, I'm a part of head office team. I'm responsible for marketing together with people all around the world, with volunteers. We build international communications and invite people to ACI courses and Lamrim courses all around the world, online and offline. And today we continue these priceless teachings, and I'm happy to invite our teacher, Geshe Michael Roach.
Okay, I'm going to start 3 paragraphs before where it says stopped here. It says Perna Tsampa. Okay, so just a bag of oatmeal on your belt comes from the effort of countless people. And the place that you're staying in, somebody told me they were in a tent this morning, Joel, and but still the tent was made by somebody, right? and then even your own clothing, like for a monk or a nun, it would be your shawl, something you're always wearing. We gave a different example for you guys. Okay. And we're ready to start again. These are reasons why other people have an investment in your time, and you have an obligation to them, because you are already, by living, you are using up other people's time. Okay, by eating, by wearing clothes, by staying in a building, by driving on a road, you are using up other people's time. So they have some right, just technically, they have some rights to your body and to your time. Okay, already they have rights to you. Okay, and we're gonna continue on that idea, and the next one is kind of awesome. Okay, the whole thing is awesome, but okay. Shenyang nekab teonjoke tenye padam. So right now you have the 18 leisures and fortunes, and there's a nice summary of them in a new book by Sugang that's coming out shortly, or longly. No, the ending of those books is a lot of work. It's hundreds of hours of work. So, but it's close. But the fact that you have a human body, the fact that you're alive, the fact that you have time to come to Diamond Mountain. If you're not here, you're a loser. Okay, but that's just my opinion. No, I mean, it's the greatest retreat center in the world. I can say that without exaggeration. I exaggerate a little bit, but it really is. as far as I know. Okay, so the fact that you have a body, the fact that you're alive, is because you did good things to other people in the past. Okay, the only reason you have eyes and ears to listen to this teaching, the reason that you're still alive, the reason your body's still working, is because of good things you did to other people. You are proof of millions of good deeds. So actually, you owe them because of your body, and because of your eyes, and because of that you're alive and you're breathing. Okay, you owe other people because if they hadn't been there for you to be nice to, you wouldn't be here. Got it? So now there's a new debt. Now this one's the worst one. You know, the fact that you're alive and you're breathing and you're here is proof that you did countless good things to other people. And if there were not other people, then you wouldn't be here. Got it? You'd just be floating between planets, which is a drag. I've been there. So have you. So you owe them for that reason. Your clothes, your house, and your body, and your mind, and your eyes, and your ears, you owe to other people. Okay, so they have some claim to those things. Okay, and it's not exaggerated. They have a valid claim to some of your attention because they gave you eyes and ears and hands. Okay, you owe them. In fact, for you to study this subject right now, which is basically how to reach love for the whole universe and serve them directly, each person directly. That attempt or that occupation that you're in right now this week, you can't do it without them. So you owe them for that. You know, you want to be a bodhisattva? Yeah. Well, they're nice to other people. Okay. So you can't be a bodhisattva without them, right? So you owe them already. You just want to become a bodhisattva, you're already in debt. Because you can't be a bodhisattva without somebody to be a bodhisattva for. Okay, so you owe them again. It's getting radical, your debt to them. It's worse than MasterCard. Okay. Semkejing, chipa lo lopa, sange topa menche. Even for you to become a Buddha, which you will, depends on other people. So you owe them in advance also. That's like my credit card. Okay, they start charging me interest in advance. The fact that you have someone to have compassion towards. The fact that you have someone to want to get enlightened for. And then he starts going through the 6 perfections, and that's really heavy. Who's going to give me the first one for $10? Because this is easy. Wait, one by one. Okay. Now, wait, the exercise here is we're going to have how many perfections? 6, roughly. And we want to know why they depend on other people. Like, I can't get the first one without other people because
to be able to give, which is the perfection of giving,
yeah,
I need to be able to give to someone else.
Yeah, you can't be a bodhisattva. You can't be a bodhisattva if you don't do the 6 perfections. You can't do the first of the 6 perfections if there's nobody to give stuff to. So you owe them again, okay? All right, that's the hard one. Now here comes the easy one. Uh-oh, she's checking the 6 perfections. So Trim, go ahead. What's the second one? Yeah. Yeah, and you know, they say Vinaya or morality or sutrim, or you know, there's many words for it. But in the end, morality boils down to being nice to other people. I don't like the word morality too much. It's a kind of a weird word. Ethics is too technical, but being nice to other people, it's a nice definition of morality. Okay, so you can't do that without other people to be nice to. All right, who's got the third one? No, that's selfish. Hand it around. Third one, third perfection. Yeah, yes, but why is it relevant here?
Like an annoying person.
Yeah, without we are so lucky to have a good supply of annoying people. Otherwise, we couldn't do the third perfection. So you owe them. Number 4.
Full effort.
And why does it require other people? Why do you need other people for number 4?
Because
Fundraising.
we need to bring people happiness.
Say again?
Because we need to bring people happiness.
Yeah, and you have to work hard. Yeah, good. Yeah, you need other people to work for. Otherwise, you know, there's nobody to work for. You don't have to do the 4th perfection. It's work hard. But what's the definition of the 4th perfection?
Yeah. Having fun doing.
Having fun,
Having fun.
helping other people. So whether other people are nice or whether people are annoying, you need them to have fun with. Okay, it's easy to have fun with nice people, but real bodhisattvas enjoy having fun with irritating people. Okay, now just imagine, it's easy to have fun with nice people, but if you can reach this point in your practice where you can have fun with really irritating people, like building inspectors who come to your cafe for 4 years and always find one more thing. If you can have fun with them, then you can have fun all the time. You see what I mean? So you need other people to have fun with. That's the real 4th perfection. If you can have fun with people who are not fun, then you really have fun. Okay. 5th one. Who's got the 5th one? Microphone. But why does it depend on other people?
I'm guessing because you test yourself. If other people irritate you and you still
good answer. You test yourself. People are so irritating, and people interrupt you all day. When you're trying to focus or do your meditation or do other things. When you're trying to focus, it seems to be the harder you try, the more people come to interrupt you. Okay, it's a special Buddhist practice to interrupt people. So you can't develop focus without interruptions. So all the garbage truck drivers in Geneva, where you guys live? Lucerne, sorry. All the garbage truck drivers should get an award from all the Buddhist meditators for helping you develop your focus, right? I miss the garbage trucks in New York because it was a good way. If you can meditate through a garbage truck visit, you can meditate anywhere. Okay, 6th one. Miss Lam.
The 6th one is the wisdom. We need the people, at least at the level of knowledge, understanding that the absence of any body not coming from me.
Nice, good. So there's two kinds of emptiness: the emptiness of people and things. The emptiness of people is very necessary. To see emptiness, you have to understand the emptiness of the people around you, right? So you need that. You need people to think about their emptiness. What is their emptiness? Wynn said it very nicely. They're coming. There's nobody in your life who's not coming from you. Okay, there's nobody in your life who's not coming from you. When people are nice to you, you don't think so much about where they're coming from. But when people are bad to you, you think about why me and what did I do, you know? So especially irritating people are excellent objects to meditate on emptiness. You know, you want to reach a gakja, you want to reach the thing that's not there. It's an irritating person who is not coming from me. Okay, and that's you don't need more emptiness than that. Okay, you never met a person who wasn't coming from you. If there wasn't other people around, you could never remember that. Okay, so seeing emptiness depends on other people. Okay, so you owe them. Thank you for being empty. You know, thank you for irritating me so I could remember that you're coming from me. You know, so you can't do any of these 6 perfections without other people. You want to go deeper? Yeah. It's really irritating for Mr. Launha because then I never get enough done in the retreat, but I don't care. There's 10 perfections. Let's go to the last 4. Doing oposhi, the 4 ways of collecting disciples. Anybody? Give me any of them. I don't care.
Generosity.
Yeah, the first one is generosity. The first one is, so why does that depend on other people, Daniel?
Because you need other people to be generous towards. You need students, right? The other people, if you're a teacher, then who are you going to teach if there's no other people?
Yeah, you cannot do the 7th perfection without someone to feed or give money to, or give, what do you call that, Tim? Free rides at Diamond Mountain. You need students. You need needy students. Okay, or you can't do the 7th perfection. What's the 8th one? What's the 2nd of the?
Peaceful.
Whoa, are you sure this is a good idea? Okay.
The 8th is try to help your student to practice what you teach.
Yeah, that's at least that's one of them. Yeah, try to help your students to practice what you preach. Okay, don't let them become. Somebody told me, "Wow, Geshe, I'm gonna teach a class at the retreat," you know, and they said, "Do you have any advice?" And I said, "Well, you are rising to a new level of hypocrisy because you get to look people in the face and tell them to be honest and good, and you, when you're not yourself, you see what I mean?" So yeah, if there weren't other people around to be a good example for, you wouldn't have any reason to be a good example. If you were alone in the world, you could steal and lie and cheat and it wouldn't matter, right? Okay. I got 2 more here. Anna Eli.
Praising them lavishly.
Yeah, praise them lavishly when they do something right. Okay. And obviously you couldn't do that if you didn't have other people around. Okay. What's the last one? Hmm?
Let them out of class early.
Yeah, never mind. That is an important one.
Is there's like being fierce, being tough when you need to?
No, that's Shige Wangdang. That's the 4 modes. Whoa.
As I remember, the last one is do what you teach.
Yeah, the most difficult one. Do what you teach. Yeah. Do what you preach. Right? Huh?
Isn't that the same as good example?
Yeah, that maybe. You got another one, Tim?
Teach according to the capacity of the student.
Is it? Do I have to look this up in the database? Cat.
Have fun with them.
Nobody?
I think it's finding a good place
Huh?
to have the teachings.
I'm gonna look it up if you don't get it.
Maybe it's rejoicing.
This is getting too slow.
That's what I think.
To see them disappear from your perception.
That's the ultimate dream. It's called doing. Let's ask John Brady. Let's see here. Here we go. What is it? According to Google. I don't trust Google.
Should be pleasant, teach according to the person's needs, and act in accordance with what you teach. Teach to the capacity. That's what Sonam said. So she gets to $50.
Koa Jimba, which means help them out physically and financially. Nyamba Mawa, praise them lavishly when they do something right, which doesn't require much time. Dun Tumba, act in accordance, act, and then Dun Chimpa means do the thing. I don't know. Dun Tumba.
Tim.
So to do the thing is to do what you teach. And
Do
then
what you teach
right,
is
and then-
number 4.
Right,
And number 3?
is teach to the capacity of the student, the level that they have.
Okay, and that sounds okay. All right. Oh, yeah, okay. Here it says, dun chupam duje dun dang tumba chupa. Yeah. Not only to their capacity, but also to their wishes. Yeah. So there's a slight difference there. Okay. All right. Then he quotes, he says to do the perfections, you need other people. Then he quotes Bodhisattva Charyavatara. And he says, Semchen Nandang Gyawale, Sange Chindrup Dawala, Gyawa Kerja Deshindu, Semchen La Minchi Tsu. Dawa means since you need other people to get enlightened as much as you need Buddhas to teach you how to get enlightened, okay? Since you need other people to get enlightened with, to practice the perfections, since you need other people, and since you need Buddhas also to teach you to get enlightened, Gyawala Kercha Deshindu, why do you weird guys respect the Buddhas, Semchen Min, but not other people? He says it's not logical, okay? If you need other people to get enlightened, as much as you need Buddhas to teach you how to get enlightened, and if you accept that you should respect Buddhists because they teach you how to get enlightened, then why don't you respect other people equally? Okay, cool. That's Shantidewa. She Sumba Shin Sangeki Kopang Yang Che. Lame Katin Dong Che. Che means half. It's a beautiful word here. So Che means half of what you need to get enlightened comes from the Buddhas, but half of what you need comes from the kindness of other people who irritate you, who take your money, stuff like that. Okay, good? Who needs you? Okay, so why it's illogical that you don't respect all these other people the way you respect your teacher. Okay. I got respect recently. I was on a flight to Vietnam and Japan, and I have this status with United Airlines, which is called, what's it called? Global Services. It's not on the website. You need to, it's a vote by the board of directors of United Airlines. It's a secret category. And you get, you get this, they vote and they tell you you're global services. And they prostrate to you at the ticket counter and everything. And I'm like, God, now I know what it feels like to be a Lama. Because when I go on these long flights and they come to my seat and they thank me and they say, do you need anything? And I'm like, wow. Okay, I'm not complaining. I get pampered a lot. Then he's gonna quote, look, if you need other people so much to get enlightened, then actually they are your ticket to heaven, right? We call it ticket to heaven. What's the Lojong expression? Wish giving gem. Nice. Shintamani. Okay. A wish giving gem. All right. And we have a picture here. Kind of corny. Yeah. This is not the diamond in the rose thing. This just means that's the closest picture I could find to a wish giving gem. Okay. And the Lojong, the ancient books from about 1,000 years ago, the Kadampas, they say there is a special jewel. You find it under the ground or something. And then you have to, as I mentioned, sorry, you have to put it up on a flagpole. You have to do certain prayers to it. And then it will give you, sorry, anything you want. All right. I think I'm allergic to Lojo. Okay. So other people are like a wish-giving gem. If you have other people around, you can reach your goals. If you don't have other people around, you cannot reach your goals. Okay. And I think if you've done a 3-year retreat, those of us who have done a 3-year retreat, I know, Kat, if you had this experience, but you start to miss other people to do things for. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to spend 3 years meditating and there's nobody around physically to do nice things for. And you kind of get hungry to get out of retreat and do things for people, okay? So I think when you do a retreat, you sort of become very sensitive to the how lucky you are when you have other people around to help, to do things for, because that's what really makes people happy. That's what makes people happy. Shintian was telling me, I was bragging about my grandkid, who I'm gonna see on my day off in Tucson. And she said, oh yeah, all my relatives, when they had kids, they were all working, they sent the kids to me to babysit. I don't know, like 3 families, 4 families, kids. And she was saying how fun it was and how she treasured it and how she misses it now they grew up. So it's like that, you need other people, okay? They're like a wishing gem. Okay, now you should jump up and down and celebrate. No, I'm kidding. We reached another day. What does that mean? Huh? Say again?
Time to meditate.
No.
Another day in the teachings of Pabonka Rinpoche?
Yeah, so this is a 24-day teaching. And we reach a new day like once a year or something. And so I'd like to announce you have reached a new day. Okay. So I am making progress, Tim. Day 18, okay, out of 24 days. But we have covered 21 and 22, I think it is already. So actually we're getting close, okay. And just to remember, this Lamrim was an oral teaching for 24 days to, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 people. Veronica asked me, how did they teach that many people? We were watching The Chosen, which is a beautiful TV series about the life of Jesus. And it's a crowd-funded, and 100 million people have seen it now. And it's a beautiful series on Netflix. No, now you just look it up, The Chosen, and it's free. And it's a beautiful series about the life of Jesus. And by the way, today's Easter. And those of you who are Christian, congratulations. And happy Easter. I hope you get chocolate eggs. I didn't, but so anyway, that we were watching the Sermon on the Mount, which was, what's cool about that TV series, we should do something like that. It's kind of lame that we didn't think of it first. But they have, if you crowdfund, you get to be in the series. See what I mean? So people who give $5 to the crowdfunding get to be at the Sermon on the Mount, and they dress you up like a Palestinian, and you get to be in the audience. And I think it's really fun. It's really cool. So Veronica asked me, we were watching it, and she said, how did those Buddhist teachers talk to 1,000 people or 2,000 people? And I said they were loud. And there was no microphones, and they would find natural amphitheaters. And if you've ever been to one, they're very beautiful. And if you speak loudly, you can speak to a couple thousand people, and people will hear, And then there's this other thing where people tell the people behind them what they said. And my teacher was at those teachings, not this series, but a later series. Ken Rinpoche was there when Pabonka Rinpoche gave those teachings. And there's a famous scene, which I've told you before. My teacher was a goofball, not serious student, enjoyed putting thumbtacks on the paths where the monks would walk barefoot. And that was his total connection to the monastery. And then he got stuck with working in the kitchen. And Pabonka Rinpoche came into the kitchen and touched his head. And he says, "This one looks good. This one looks smart." And then he just went away, and something happened to my teacher, and he became the greatest Geshe of his time. He beat 15,000 people in the debates, and so it's kind of a cool story. Okay. Means there's hope for us too. All right. Okay. So 18th day. So at the beginning of and by the way, I think you should say that there was a young reincarnated Lama in the audience named Tujang Rinpoche. And he took notes. He took very careful notes. And then he showed the notes to Pabonka Rinpoche, the speaker. And Pabonka Rinpoche said, "Wow, your notes are awesome. Can you do the whole teaching?" So he took notes for 18 days, and then he wrote them up. And it took him about 10 years to finish the manuscript, and that's why we have the Lamrim. And he became the teacher of the Dalai Lama, this Dalai Lama. So, and he was my teacher's teacher. So that's Teacher Rinpoche. Okay. And it is the greatest book ever written in Tibetan language. Yeah, okay. Extremely beautiful language, okay? And funny at many places, which is also beautiful, okay? Okay, Chukingawa Tsongkhapa Chemba Sung. Then he quotes, so when you start off a new day, he'll give a pep talk why people are not settled down yet. You have 1,000 people coming in, people are milling around, people are talking, people are not focused yet. So it's tradition to quote something and get people settled down. So he quotes Tsongkhapa. And he quotes this line, Shukdak Cho Shi Ginki Kyer, which means people are swept away by 4 fierce river currents. And then here's a picture. Okay, that's us, but it's worse than that, okay? So when he quotes a single line, he's quoting a verse, and I like to go get the verse for you and teach you the whole verse, and it slows things down, and I don't care. Okay, so here's the whole verse, and I taught it in Mongolia. I went to Mongolia just after they got their independence back, and within 6 months after they got their independence back, and they were going wild about Buddhism at the time, and they put me in a stadium. It's the stadium where the Mongolian circus uses, which is their football team, and I taught with Bakalam Rinpoche, who's a great Ladakhi Geshe and a prince of Ladakh, and a member of the Indian Congress, and the ambassador to Mongolia. So we taught together. He was very old at the time, and people were bringing paralyzed people on stretchers and pushing them onto the stage to see if we could heal them. During the teaching, I'm like, Bakla Rinpoche, that's your thing. But he was very old at the time, and there was a problem in Mongolia of people drinking, too much drinking. And he would go out at night on the street and find drunk people and yell at them and take away their alcohol. And he's like 80. And so it was a wonderful teaching. So we taught this verse. I remember this verse. We taught this verse, and it was very beautiful. Shukdak Chuo Shi Gyungi Kyer. People are carried away on 4 great rivers. And you can explain that 2 different ways. I think the best one is Kegan Na Chi. What's Kegan Na Chi? For $100. Kewa, Gawa, Nawa, Chiwa. Rebecca.
Birth, aging, sickness, dying.
Yeah, okay. Birth, aging, sickness, and death. Okay. So people are swept away by these rivers. They don't have a choice. And everybody's drowning. Okay. Everybody in this room, everybody in this world, on this planet, is drowning. Okay. Everyone is drowning. You didn't ask to come here. You don't have a choice about getting older. You get sick from time to time. And in the end, you have to die, and you have no choice at all. You are in a huge, mighty river, and you're being carried off, and you don't have any choice. And so people are Shukdak Chuo Shi Gyungi Kyer. So that's okay. That's not too bad. But you are handcuffed by your karma. Okay, you have limitations on how much you can study, how much scriptures you can read, how many teachers you can meet. You have handcuffed by limitations. You're thrown into a huge, mighty river, and you are handcuffed by your karmas. You can't swim. I guess you have to kick hard, right? And then Dangjin Chaki Chawe Busitsu. Just after they handcuffed you and before they threw you in the river, they stuck you in an iron cage and threw that in the river. Okay, they stuck you in an iron cage and threw that in the river. What's that? Dangzin. Even as the pen is explained, even as you explain the pen, you believe it's not coming from you. Okay, that's the irony of it. Even while you're teaching the pen to people, you believe it came from a factory. Okay? Even as you hold a pen up, you believe it came from a factory. Okay, so you couldn't get out anyway. You know, suppose you could swim hard, or someone threw you a rope or something. You couldn't. You're handcuffed by your past karma. I hate to say fate, but I have Chinese friends. It seems in Chinese culture, fate is a big thing. And Chinese friends are always asking me, can I break my fate? And you can, but it's extremely difficult. Okay, most of your life was preordained at birth by what you did before you came here. You're on a certain path created by your past karma. That's enough to drown you. But before they put the handcuffs on, after they put the handcuffs on, they threw you in an iron cage and then threw that in the river. Okay, and that's that you tend to repeat the same mistakes and that's why the wheel of life is a wheel. And you tend to repeat the same mistakes because you firmly believe that things are not coming from you. Okay, and that's like hopeless. 4 rivers, handcuffed, jammed into an iron cage, thrown into the river. Okay. Marik Mumbe Makjan Kunetib, and it is nighttime. Okay. And you can't see anything. It's the dead of night. Okay, and that's again Marikpa, which Sugen can tell you is a personal ignorance about your own self and your own condition. Okay, I forget pens. You don't even understand yourself. Okay, and that causes all your suffering. Okay, you are a result of your past deeds, and you are coming from you, and your thoughts are flowing from your seeds, and you're just listening. You're not thinking. Okay, you're just watching thoughts open from past seeds. If you don't even have the freedom to think, how are you going to get out? It's dark. You're smothered in darkness. And you have been in this condition for countless lifetimes. It's not a new thing. It's like birth number billion, 10 billion, zillion, jillion. Okay. You are tortured by the 3 kinds of suffering without a break while you're here. What are they? $50. Whoa.
The first one is suffering of change. Everything is changing, going up and down.
Okay, that's the second one.
The second one?
What's the classic?
Like the first one is the suffering of suffering or something like that. Like a broken leg or broken heart or.
So number 1, outright pain. You know, you got a headache, someone, you know, your back hurts, something like that. You have a bad day with your wife or husband. Okay, that's one. Number two,
Change.
the way they say it in the scripture is a nice French dinner. Okay. Third one
is the inheritance, the fact that you have to die, and
just your overall lousy condition. Okay, the fact that you have to get old and die. Okay, all right, $50. Okay, collect from Jigme. If you don't collect, it's not my problem. Okay. Get bodhicitta by thinking about how everyone else is in this condition. That's all. That's the verse. He started the teaching with that verse. Okay. All right. Amat Mundo Kunlong. There you go. Mundo Kunlong Chupa Dordudang. Kunlong Chupa for $100. And this is not chut, that's Dharma. There's an apostrophe in front of it. There's a different spelling. Chupa, Kunlong Chupa. Cancel the bet. Huh? If the microphone fails, you don't get the minute.
It's your bad motivation, right?
Say again?
Like bad motivations?
No.
Nope.
Say again.
Bad motivation.
No, it's the opposite.
Good motivation.
That's okay. Yeah, chupa here means to fix your, it means to, in English we say raise your motivation before class. Like they don't like to start a class in the ancient times without thinking about why you're in the class. That's all. So you're not supposed to start a class before you think about why you came to the class. Okay, that's called Kunlong Chupa. It's a pep talk. It's a Dharma pep talk. Okay, Kunlong Chupa. Todudang Sache Ngundu Jitar Sawanam Sung Jay. Then he went over the outline that he's in, and that's a Buddhist tradition. You know, put the teaching in the flow. I'll give $200 for the 5 points of our outline. Yeah. Do you know you have to give me 400 if you don't get? No, I'm just.
How much money did you say?
200.
Everyone has an equal right to success.
Equal rights to happiness.
Equal right to happiness. The problems of self-charging.
Yeah.
The advantages of taking care of others.
3. Yeah.
Exchanging self and other.
Yeah.
Tonglen.
Did I tell you 100 has to go to Ben? Okay, take him out for dinner. Okay. Tell him I miss him. All right. Good. Geshe means he reviewed the 7 steps to, what do you call it? Getting bodhicitta according to whose system? Is it Atisha? I'm not sure. But if you can give me the 7, I'll give you $100. And I put him up here. I gotta check my bank account, right, Jimmy? Sugan? He's gonna read the Tibetan.
The first one is to think of everybody as your mother.
Or understand they have been.
I understand that, yeah.
Okay.
And then the second is to understand that they have been very kind to us.
Yeah, remember their kindness.
And then number 3 is to that thing that we want to repay the kindness.
Nice. Repay the kindness, number 3.
And number 4 is to have the love to them.
Give them nice things, yeah.
And then number 5 is to take away their suffering, compassion.
Number 6.
Number 6 is laksam namdak, to do it no matter what. personal responsibility, and number 7 is the bodhicitta.
Yeah, nice. You have to collect from Tim. No, I'm kidding. Jigme's kind of covered. What time, Tim, what time do I have to start? Yeah, let's do a little meditation, okay? All right.
So can you hold on 1 minute? We're going to start the recording.
They have to switch chords or something.
No, this one. Okay.